After a frenetic quartet of midweek fixtures, it means there are just 3 weeks left of what has arguably been the most dramatic title race in years, and with Liverpool and Manchester City gunning for glory, it really is anyone's guess as to who will be declared champions on the 12th of May. While it's not just the quest to be crowned champions which has intensified, with the battle to finish in the top 4 and also the chase for 7th place providing a large amount of debate in recent days. Those conversations will continue over the next few weeks, but what is not up for debate is the fact that we've got 10 more hot Premier League tips for you, and without further ado, let's get down to business. After the fallout from Wednesday's Manchester derby, Liverpool know that they are not over the line as far as this particular title race goes, and manager Jurgen Klopp knows that his players have to keep applying pressure on Manchester City. With them playing first this weekend, it gives them the ideal opportunity to turn the screw once more, and especially as they play host to the league's basement outfit Huddersfield, a fixture that almost automatically hints at 3 points for the Merseysiders. However, nothing is a given in the Premier League, and Liverpool will have to be just as professional in this clash as they have been all season. GMB odds: Liverpool 3-0 win 5/1. Tottenham's defeat to Manchester City last Saturday could well have hampered their hopes of a top 4 finish, and Mauricio Pochettino will no doubt be grateful of the fact that both Arsenal and Manchester United lost a day later. Now though, it is a straight shootout for either 3rd or 4th place with just 3 league games remaining, and the first of those is a London derby against a West Ham side who were denied a win at home to Leicester last weekend. That was undoubtedly 2 points dropped for the Hammers, and they will look to do the same to Tottenham this weekend. However, Manuel Pellegrini's men are indifferent away from home, and Spurs are still unbeaten at their new stadium. GMB odds: Tottenham win 2-0 33/20. Crystal Palace and Everton have something in common as of late, and that is earning victories against outfits who are in the race for a top 4 place, with Arsenal and Manchester United being claimed as respective scalps last Sunday. The win for Palace meant that they are assured of Premier League football next season, while Everton have done their hopes of a top 7 finish and possible Europa League place no harm whatsoever. With Roy Hodgson's men safe, you do wonder if they will have all that much to play for, and therefore Everton could take advantage. That said, they were awful in their last away outing. GMB odds: draw 2 3/10. Fulham are saving the best for last, and although their recent performances are not enough to keep them in the division, they are at least aiding Scott Parker's bid to be named permanent manager of the Cottagers next season. This Saturday, they play host to a Cardiff side who are fighting for their lives at present and running out of games in which to keep their heads afloat, especially when you consider that they will need 2 wins from their last 3 outings. Fulham could just roll over here and give Cardiff a free hit and a much welcomed win, but back-to-back wins suggest that will not be the case. GMB odds: under 2.5 goals evens. Could this be the unofficial playoff for 7th place and the Europa League reward that might come with it? Watford and Wolves have often been in the mix for this particular standing, although recent form has seen the battle extend to allow both Leicester and Everton into proceedings. Both outfits come into this Vicarage Road clash off the back of midweek action, and you do wonder if that will have any bearing on how these two sides approach this encounter, not to mention Watford also eyeing up the FA Cup final on the 18th of May. Harvey Gracia's men will look to not only win the FA Cup but finish 7th and therefore book a place in Europe regardless of Wembley's outcome. GMB odds, both teams to score 10/11. A local derby takes place at St Mary's on Saturday, and although Ralph Hasenhüttl's Southampton are not quite mathematically safe in terms of survival, they will look to finally get the job completed this weekend. That's because they play host to a Bournemouth side, who looked like they finally awoke from their end-of-season slumber a fortnight ago. However, they followed up that 5-0 away win over Brighton with a 1-0 home defeat to already relegated Fulham last weekend. Bournemouth manager Eddie Howe will be safe in the knowledge that the club are at least clear from relegation, and now he can truly plan for next season. GMB odds, Southampton win 21/20. Chris Hughton's players are nervously looking over their shoulders at present, and although relegation rivals Cardiff have a lot to do in terms of staying up, it does not mean that the Seagulls can rest on their laurels. After travelling to Tottenham's new home on Tuesday, Brighton now play host to Newcastle, and they will look to all but confirm their survival status with a win. However, this is a task that is easier said than done, especially due to Brighton's goal-shy tendencies as of late. The only thing that may work in their favour is Newcastle already securing their top-flight presence, and this is something Brighton can take full advantage of. GMB odds, Brighton 1-0 win 9/2. Just 1 point from the last 6 on offer has put a serious dent into Leicester's hopes of finishing the season in 7th, and although the Foxes are not out of the race, they certainly have to be considered as the outsiders. A tag that Arsenal thankfully don't wear in the battle to finish in a Champions League paying position, and they will look to come out on top in their second away fixture in a row, after a midweek trip to Molineux. Coming off the back of their meeting with Wolves, Arsenal will look to get the necessary points on the board, and they will look to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for the necessary goals. GMB odds, Aubameyang to score first or last 2 3/10. After the Manchester derby on Wednesday night, it is now a case of a 3-match shootout for this season's title, and the first of City's trilogy takes them to Turf Moor, with the challenge that Burnley will present. Pep Guardiola's men will be confident of blowing this opposition away, especially as Burnley no longer have the threat of relegation circling above their heads, and therefore you do wonder just how inspired they will become Sunday afternoon. City will go into this game as huge favourites, and rightly so. Now it's just a case of whether they can clear this final set of hurdles. GMB odds, Man City to win by 2 goals 53/20. Sunday's main event takes us to Old Trafford, and both Manchester United and Chelsea know that they can ill afford to lose this clash, as defeat for either party could have a catastrophic effect for their top 4 hopes. Chelsea perhaps have the ace up their sleeve in the shape of a Europa League backup plan. That said, manager Maurizio Sarri will not want to break that emergency glass just yet. Manchester United have done well to even be considering a top 4 finish, but you do get the feeling that they've run out of steam at the worst possible time. On the other hand, Chelsea still have life in them.